As COVID restrictions loosen and tourists trickle back to New York, the fate of homeless New Yorkers and the hotels that temporarily house them hangs in the balance.
We're here today to loudly protest the movement of people who are in hotel rooms back into shelters.
The city started moving homeless New Yorkers out of crowded congregate shelters and into hotel rooms in spring 2020 as the COVID pandemic raged through spaces where social distancing was impossible.
Any time where we need to remove people from shelter, we will. And that's what we've said. We will literally make as many hotel beds available as needed.
The emergency program, which is funded by FEMA, protects homeless New Yorkers. It also brings revenue to empty hotels, which make an average of $174 per person each night. For homeless hotel residents, it meant safety from the COVID pandemic and a brief opportunity for personal space and stability.
It gives me some peace of mind and sanity.
But some New Yorkers have been unhappy with the change.
New York City just converted hotels on the Upper West Side of Manhattan into homeless shelters. Suddenly there are junkies and convicted rapists all over the neighborhood.
Several Upper West Siders felt that some of their new neighbors who suffered from addiction and mental illness posed a risk to public safety. West Side Community Organization pushed for their removal, saying that the hotels were ill-equipped to service homeless people in need of treatment.
Temporary hotel shelters lacked a lot of the supports that the traditional shelters offer.
They cited a rise in crime and inappropriate behavior in the neighborhood.
Common incidents of public lewdness, public defecation. I walk around and see empty syringes on the street, which is something I've never seen in 30 plus years of living here.
According to the NYPD, there has been a slight rise in crime in the area, with rates up 9.5% from January through May 2021, as compared to the same period last year before the homeless residents moved in. But crime rates in early 2020 were down from 2019 as a result of the COVID shutdown, so the comparison is an imperfect one.
This is a further continuation of the stigmatizing, the stereotyping, and the criminalizing of those who are experiencing homelessness.
Whether or not the connection between hotel shelters and crime truly exists, it does have the potential to decrease property values. The New York Post reported that the owner of the Lucerne Hotel, Sam Daum, put his Upper West Side mansion up for sale just weeks after homeless people were relocated to his hotel. Based on the property's listing history, this report seems accurate. But some members of the opposition say that property values are not the concern.
I don't have any real interest in relocating or whatever. I'm sort of here for the long haul.
Advocates for the hotel residents say that if there were any threat to property values, it would only be as a result of the loud opposition to the shelters.
I think if you make it out to be some sort of giant crisis that you have homeless people living near you, then you might scare off potential buyers. But if you actually invest in community like we've tried to do, then this is an opportunity for your family to engage in real community and service and to build a neighborhood that works for everyone.
A 2019 study requested by Manhattan Borough President Gail Brewer and conducted by the Independent Budget Office determined that houses within 500 feet of adult shelters sold for 7.1% less than comparable homes that were between 500 and 1,000 feet away, and houses that were located within 1,000 feet of two shelters sold for 17.4% less than similar homes. But advocates say this isn't the basis of their concern.
Hotels are not shelters. They are hotels. They always were hotels. They will return to being hotels.
Although FEMA funds for the hotel program last through September, Mayor de Blasio has called for an end to the project since COVID rates in the city are low. While a lucky few are transitioning to permanent subsidized housing, affordable units are limited and most are headed back to congregate shelters after a year in a comfortable semi-private hotel room.
I'm here, but when you displace me again, I have to restart the cycle all over again. So it's never ending.
Housing advocates have proposed converting hotels into permanent shelters. But as tourism returns to New York, boutique hotels like the Belclair and the Lucerne are likely to return to business as usual. But as the affordable housing crisis continues and the end of the eviction moratorium nears, more New Yorkers face homelessness each day. And for the Upper West Side, as of April, home sale prices were down 25.4% from last year, according to Bloomberg. But any number of factors could be to blame. So what do you think? Will property values on the Upper West Side bounce back to pre-pandemic levels? And should some hotels be converted into shelters? Let us know in the comments below.